Coming up on Down Under EV Adventures, just what is the real world range of a Sealion 7 Performance down under here in Australia? Well, let's see if we can work it out. Hello everyone, welcome back to Down Under EV Adventures. We're going to be looking at the economy of the Sealion 7 Performance model in particular down under here in Australia. Now it's just been released just a few weeks ago here in Australia and it's selling pretty well. So we'll just do a very quick summary about it. In Australia we've got two trim levels, the Premium, which is a rear-wheel drive, and a performance all-wheel drive version, and both have the 82.56 kilowatt hour battery. Now, as you know, I did do a review of the Premium just a couple of weeks ago. I'll put a link in the description for you. Now sadly we don't get the 91 kilowatt battery, the larger version, which some countries like the UK and Norway are getting. That's a little bit of a shame. The claimed range for the Premium is 482 kilometers and 456 kilometers for the Performance. So realistically, what is the real range? Well, there's a few videos floating around online. Bjorn has done some testing in Norway and Thailand. Also seen a vid of some guy in South America as well. Now both the Thailand vids and the South American ones appear to be the 82 kilowatt hour or thereabouts battery model. Now let's have a bit of context here. So the Atto 3 extended range, for which car I own, that has a weight of 1,750 kilograms, and of course it has a 60 kilowatt hour battery. Now the Performance Sealion 7 weighs in at a hefty 2,340 kilograms. Now that's 590 kilograms more, or nearly 33% more than an Atto 3. And the Premium's not much better either at 2,225 kilograms. This is a little bit less, and that's why the range is a little bit more. Now since I did my review on the Sealion 7, I've had a few comments from Chinese and Thai drivers on the channel, and coupled with the vids I've seen, suggests that the economy around town should be close to 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers for both versions, although it might be harder with the Performance and that acceleration to get those figures. But if we extrapolate that out, that means both cars should get around 410 kilometers around town, so really not too much difference from an Atto 3. Now if you follow my channel, you'll know that I live in the goldfields of Western Australia and I'm a long way from the capital city of Perth. And in fact, my closest dealer there, look at that, it's 597 kilometers away. That's BYD in Cannington. Now normally you have to stop twice to charge, and Merredin is one place I have to stop at, but it's 3.5 hours and 335 kilometers away, which is really stretching the range of my little Atto. So of course I'm interested in the highway speed range with, very little stopping. So my range, I try to aim for 20 kilowatt hours per 100 when I'm driving, to at least get around that 300 kilometer sort of figure. And I'm hoping the Sealion will have the range to make it. Well, I won't know for sure, but my calculations are based on the Performance model overseas and the feedback I'm getting, and it is promising. So a few tests are showing that the economy at speeds of around about 100 kilometers an hour, which is what I normally travel at on my trips, and that's getting between 22 and 25 kilowatt hours per 100. Well, so what would the range be at these different consumption levels? Well, at 23 the range would be 359 kilometers. At 24 it would be 343 kilometers, and even 25 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers would be 330 kilometers, which at the moment would really be on the upper end of the Atto 3. Now of course the slightly lighter Premium model would probably be able to even better these ranges, I'd imagine. So actually on a long trip the Sealion is starting to look like an interesting proposition. I mean, it's no Tesla or Skoda Enyaq economy, but it's within what I'd consider a pretty adequate range. And I'll say again, it is a shame they didn't bring that larger battery here. Australia, I think, would have been the ideal market for it. So those are my predictions for the real world range of the Sealion 7 performance model, in particular for Australia. Now, if you have one, even overseas, let me know in the comments what range you're getting, especially at highway speeds on a longer trip. I'd love to know, but just in general, how's it all going there? I know they have sold a few in Australia, so how does it feel to be one of the first behind the wheel? And what do you think about the Sealion 7? Would you recommend it to new drivers who are considering perhaps buying this car? Alright, now if you are making a comment from overseas, do let me know what battery size too that you've got over there. I'd be interested to know, and if that's affecting the range to what we would have here in Australia as well. That's it for today's episode. Thanks very much for joining me, and as usual, I'll leave you with Zoe. Take care everyone, and bye for now.